A quadratic equation written in standard form looks like this. This is where the A coefficient, B coefficient, and C coefficient are shown. The A coefficient in the standard form tells you whether the parabola opens up or down. So if you look at this quadratic equation, the A coefficient is -2, so the parabola opens down. In this equation, the A coefficient is a +5, so the parabola opens up. So one way to remember this is when someone is positive, they're happy, so the parabola opens up. When they're negative, they're unhappy, so the parabola opens down. In the equation, the C coefficient is the y-intercept. It tells you where the parabola crosses the y-axis. So in this equation, C is -4. So the y-intercept would be -4 on the y-axis. In this parabola, this equation, the C coefficient is +1, so the y-intercept would be 1 on the y-axis. That's where the parabola crosses the y-axis. And we can guess the shape of the parabola by looking at the A coefficient. Since this A coefficient is negative, -1, so we know the parabola will be upside down like that. Whereas this parabola here, the A coefficient is a +6, it will open up probably something like that. Let's take a look at what the B coefficient is for. It's actually to determine the axis of symmetry, that invisible line that cuts the parabola straight down the middle. Well, the formula to get the axis of symmetry is -b all over a fraction 2a. So let's look at our equation right here. The A coefficient is 1. The B coefficient is 4. So the formula says minus b all over 2 times a, which is 1. 2 times 1 is 2, and the coefficient on top is -4. -4 divided by 2 is -2. So we know the axis of symmetry is going through -2. So somewhere right here is the axis of symmetry. Okay, so let's draw that invisible line. Now, what we want to do is find the exact vertex, so we don't have to guess where the parabola starts down the middle. We do know one thing, though, that the y-intercept, which is the C coefficient, is -3. So we can put a dot right there where -3 is. Now we just need to know how to sketch the parabola. We know it's going to open up because the A coefficient is a +1. So it's going to curve something like this, I imagine. Okay? So now let's go find the vertex. And the vertex, since we know the vertex is going to lie on this axis of symmetry, we just need to solve for the y coefficient by plugging in this x equals -2 into this equation, and we'll be able to solve for the y coordinate of the vertex. So let's do that. Y equals 2 to the power 2. All I'm doing is I'm plugging this 2 into here, and it's actually -2, plus 4 times -2 minus 3. So let's finish this. -2 power 2 is +4, because -2 times -2 is +4. 4 times -2 is -8, minus 3. You plug this into a calculator, this is -7. So the vertex, the x-coordinate of the vertex is right here, -2. The y-coordinate is -7. See, the vertex goes through the axis of symmetry. So -2, -7 would be right here. And so we know a parabola is always symmetrical, so we can tell there's another point across the way right there, the same level as the y-intercept, and now you can curve the parabola. Okay, the key here is knowing how to find the axis of symmetry using this formula and plugging the x value into the equation to get the y value of the vertex, and then just use the c coefficient to get your y-intercept, and again another one exactly across the way, and you can sketch the parabola.